All right, folks, let's talk about today's real estate market here in Ocala. You know, that thing we all love to talk about, right after taxes and whether or not pineapple belongs on pizza. And seriously, do not start that debate in the comments, because it doesn't. Today, I'm breaking down what's actually happening in Ocala's housing market right now. No fluff, no gimmicks, just the real deal. Are prices going up? Are we in a buyer's market? How long is it taking to sell a home? And most importantly, what does this mean for you? So stick around, because I've got all the latest numbers, trends, and a couple of predictions you won't want to miss. All right, let's get to it. Home prices, because let's be honest, that's what everybody wants to know first. Are prices up, down, stuck in neutral? Well, as of February of 2025, the median home price here in Ocala is $284,685. And that's up 2.2% from last year. So for those of you holding out for a big crash, yeah, not happening. But if you were hoping your home's value would double overnight, no, that's not happening either. What we are seeing is a market that's settling into a more normal rhythm. No crazy price jumps, no free falls, just steady, boring stability. And honestly, that's a good thing. Markets like this make for smarter buyers and smarter sellers, which means fewer of those, what on earth were they thinking, listing prices on Zillow. Now, a couple of years ago, we were in a full-blown real estate madness mode. Buyers were paying way over asking price, skipping inspections, and practically promising their firstborn just to get a house. Any house. But now? Well, now buyers have choices, sellers have competition, and pricing a home right actually matters again. Imagine that. So if prices aren't crashing, well, what about days on market? Are homes still selling faster than Taylor Swift concert tickets? Spoiler alert, no. Right now, homes are sitting on the market for about 88 days before selling, and that's 10 days longer than last year, which means that buyers are taking their time and reviewing their choices. And that is also a good thing. Because let's be real, when homes were selling in 24 hours or less, buyers had no time to think. They were making impulse purchases like they were in the checkout line at Target. Oh, look, there's a house. Let me just grab one real quick. But now, buyers actually have time to think, compare, and negotiate, which means that sellers have to be more patient and understand that their home probably isn't going to sell before they finish their morning coffee. Now, here's where things get interesting. For the first time in a very long time, we actually have more homes on market. Inventory is up 23% from last year, which means that buyers aren't fighting over every available home like it's the last piece of cake at a birthday party. And for buyers, this is fantastic news. More choices means more negotiating power, and you're not forced to buy a house with an avocado green kitchen just because it's the only thing available in your price range. Well, okay, depending on your price range, you might still get stuck with that avocado green kitchen, but you'll be able to get a house, which is still a plus. And for you sellers, well, this means competition. So if your home's been sitting on the market for a while and you're still refusing to repaint that neon green accent wall in the living room, well, that's on you. And you know who you are. We've all seen the pictures. So, are we in a buyer's market or a seller's market? Well, that kind of depends on who you ask. But let's break it down together and find out. Think of the market like a tug-of-war. A couple of years ago, sellers were winning big time. Buyers had to waive inspections, write love letters, and, like I said, practically offer their firstborn child just to get a home. Now, well, now that rope has shifted a whole lot closer to the middle. Nobody's really got an advantage. Now, to be fair, a lot of the rest of the country and even a few areas of Florida are in a buyer's market. And it seems that at least one mortgage company is saying that we are too. And I'm not sure where they're getting their data, but I'm here on the ground in the metaphorical trenches every day. And from what I can see, the numbers are telling me something just a little bit different. Now, the way that the powers that be determine what kind of market we're in is that they take the number of listings currently available on the market, and then they divide that by how many homes are getting sold every month. And that tells you how many months of housing inventory is available at any given time. Anything under 6 months is a seller's market, 6 months is a balanced market, and anything over 6 months is a buyer's market. Now, currently here in Marion County, we're looking at just over 5 months worth of inventory available. So we're pretty much in a balanced market. Now, whether that slides downhill into a full-on buyer's market, only time will tell. But right now, Ocala is still a pretty popular place to move to, so we still have a pretty strong demand for housing, which is keeping prices up. Buyers definitely have more negotiating power, and bidding wars are a whole lot less common than they were. But there's still a good bit of demand out there, particularly for the better properties. And that is a very important point. With so much available inventory and the fact that we're still dealing with higher interest rates than we've gotten used to, buyers are being more selective and more price sensitive. Now, for those of you who are sellers, don't panic. It's not the apocalypse. But the reality is buyers definitely have more control now than they did a couple years ago. So those days of listing your house for some completely delusional price just to see what happens, yeah, that's over. And the quicker you figure it out, the better off you're going to be sales-wise. Now, the good news is that homes are still selling, but the bad news is that sellers actually have to work for it now. Price it right, stage it well, and stop expecting buyers to fight over a house that looks like it hasn't been updated since the 70s. All right, so let's wrap it up with some advice, because I know you're wondering, what does all of this mean for you? Well, if you're buying, you finally have options. Take your time, but don't wait too long if you find the right house at the right price, because chances are somebody else likes it too, and they're liable to buy it out from under you. 2, interest rates are still higher than we'd like, so know your budget and stick to it. And 3, don't lowball sellers to the point of insult. Yeah, you can negotiate now, but offering $200,000 on a $300,000 house, not a strategy. Well, it may be a strategy for something, but not for actually getting the house anyway. And if you're selling, price it right from day one. Overpricing just means sitting on the market for a longer time and making buyers wonder what's wrong with your house that it hasn't sold already. 2, be prepared to negotiate. Buyers actually have power now, and they're not afraid to use it. And 3, fix the obvious stuff. If your house has a weird smell, fix it. If your bathroom still has pink tile from 1965, just do something about it. Buyers are looking for updated and move-in ready. If they want a fixer, it better be priced accordingly. All right, so now it's your turn. Do you think that Ocala is in a buyer's market, or are sellers still in control? Or are we actually in a balanced market, like I think we are? Drop a comment down below and let's have us a little debate. And hey, if you're looking to buy or sell in Ocala, let's talk. I'll make sure you actually know what you're doing in this market and what your best options are. Just get in touch and let's make a plan. So thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell. Until next time, take care, and I'll see you soon.